I am not the world's greatest singer. And I am not by far, for a guy who's been playing guitar and singing for 50 years for money, I'm not a great guitar player. But I picked out a little style and I know what I'm capable of doing and that kind of, but I love music. Let me ride the range once more, give me my boots and saddle. Let me ramble on the prairie. I was one of those kids who grew up in the 50s. I was born in 1951, so I was one of those kids who woke up every Saturday morning and there was the Lone Ranger, Sky King, Roy Rogers. So I grew up watching all of this Hollywood cowboy stuff. I took the concept of Roy Rogers and Gene Autry and melded them together to come up with what I do. Part of the whole entertainment thing is you look into all of the different entertainment things that are entailed in this culture. So in cowboy culture, there's music, there's storytelling, there's cowboy poetry. If you're going to do Roy Rogers type, you have to have a horse that does some tricks. You have to twirl guns. I tried roping. I suck at it, so we don't do roping. But like here, you'll see when we'll do little street shows, 10, 12 minutes, and there's a minute of this, 2 minutes of that, a couple minutes of this, you know, and I don't sit there and sing for 45 minutes, because you can hear anybody sing for 45 minutes. But if he's going to tell a story and that kind of stuff, then it works. It's like I moved to Arizona and was reborn. Between the criteria of wanting to play country music and no snow, Phoenix, Arizona was kind of like the place, because Phoenix was still growing at 3% while everybody else was dying. So we decided to move out here. So we moved out here. The first couple of years I wasn't sure what I was going to do. And I got a job singing at this bar in northern Scottsdale. And people said, you know, you got to go down and see this Parada del Sol parade. It's cool. It's 3.5 hours long. There's no cars or trucks. If you have a wagon or something, it has to be pulled by horses. Everything is horse in this parade. So I went down to watch it, and I went back up to the bar that Saturday night and said, what's wrong with this town? You got to be kidding me. I can't believe it. And everybody was saying, what's wrong? What's wrong? And they said, not one guy was riding on a horse playing guitar and singing. I mean, come on. They go, oh, you people from the East, you know, you drive us crazy because you watch TV, you watch the movies, and you think that's what the real West was like. I said, and every tourist who comes here is going to think the same thing. But it wasn't an easy start, because I was calling every agent that I knew in town, because I'd been working for a couple years at this point, and I called every agent. Oh, nobody's going to let you use a horse. Nobody's going to, because they're, you know, horses are unpredictable and blah 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 blah, and they just every excuse in the world. What I did was I used a little trick. I would have a job in the afternoon. I'd wash steel all up, I'd throw them in the trailer, and I would drive up to the job. And I'd get there and I'd be setting up all my stuff for the job, and they say, oh, the horse in the trailer. I say, well, that's steel, but I need him for an event tonight, but I don't have time to go home and get him, so I brought him. You know, he's sitting there. If you'd like, I'll bring him out and let you see what he can do. And so I'd come out and wind up using him for the whole event and stuff. And if I had a night event, I would wash up steel and I would take him and say, oh, we had a job this afternoon and I didn't have time to take him home, so, well, he's here. Would you like to see what? And after 3 months, I stopped doing that. And everybody, well, where's steel? Well, I didn't need him. If you want him, you got to hire him. And that's how I actually got the horse into the act. The reward for me doing this is people smiling. And for adults, as I mentioned earlier when we were talking off camera, I do a lot of what I would call adult care situations, everything from retirement communities up through assisted living and nursing homes and memory care units and that kind of stuff. And to be able to walk in, to be able to ride in on a horse and play songs that they remember that they haven't heard in a long time, and do some of the goofy entertainment. And I know from different studies that I've heard in different situations that human beings petting furry animals brings your heart rate down, brings your blood pressure down. It just makes you feel good. And I just bring Dusty around and they pet him on the nose, and to see people light up, it's just incredible. It's just a lot of fun.
Ladies and gentlemen, Arizona's singing Cowboy, Gary Sprague and his horse, Dusty!